how are y'all doing? My name is Brittany and let's talk about books. So today I'm going to be talking about some books that I really want to reread. Maybe not this year, but just sometime in the future. So I have 5 books here that I would like to reread. Let's just get started. So I'm going to try and order these from the ones I least want to reread to the ones I most want to reread. So coming in at number 5 is Dark Visions by L.J. Smith. This is the trilogy bind-up of Dark Visions, so it has a strange power, the possessed, and the passion. So I've never talked about this book on my channel before, but this is a book that I really enjoyed back when I was like 12, when I was reading Vampire Academy and I was reading Twilight and those kind of books. This is what I was reading then, and I really loved the whole trilogy. And honestly, I remember like nothing that happened, and I would just really like to revisit it and just see if I still like it. So this is my least priority because it's not that big of a deal, but I would still like to get to it now that I'm thinking about it. Coming in at number 4 is The Summoning by Kelly Armstrong. This is the first book in the Darkest Powers trilogy, which is one of my favorite trilogies of all time by one of my favorite authors. And I don't think I've ever reread this book, and I would really like to. I've reread the 3rd book like 3 times because that one's my favorite, but I would like to reread the whole trilogy because I don't really remember what happens in the 1st and 2nd book. So I would like to at least read this one soon. And at number 3 is Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery. This is a childhood favorite of mine. I read this when I was like 9, 10, and I absolutely adored it. I read all 8 books in the series, and I just really enjoyed it. And so I haven't reread it in a really long time. I haven't reread it in years. I don't think I've read it since maybe grade 6. And I just want to reread the whole series, which will probably happen over summer if it's going to happen over like spring break. Probably spring break because I really want to get to this again. Coming in at number 2 is Sea of Shadows by Kelly Armstrong. This is the first book in a fantasy trilogy, I want to say, by Kelly Armstrong, and it's called the Age of Legends series, and they're absolutely gorgeous. I read this back in 2014. The sequel came out last year. The 3rd book's coming out this year. And I still haven't read the 2nd book, and I think it's because I want to reread this one so that I can kind of just get the full experience of it. I'll probably just buy the 3rd one when it comes out, and I would just marathon the 3 because I know I'm going to love it. When I read this one for the first time, I wasn't really feeling it because I wasn't in that kind of mood. I just was not into it. I was like not in the right mindset to read it. It's a whole new fantasy book with a whole new world, and I just wasn't in it. And so I need to try it again so that I can read the 2nd book and love it and love the 3rd one, because Kelly Armstrong is my queen, and this needs to happen. And finally, coming in at number 1 is Soul Screamers by Rachel Vincent. So I want to reread the whole series, but I thought I would just hold up the 1st volume here. So the 1st book is My Soul to Take, but I would like to reread the whole series because this was one of my favorites, again, when I was 12, when I was reading Vampire Academy and Twilight and like all those kinds of books. This was one of the books that I was reading, and I absolutely loved the whole series. And then the 7th book came out and I never read it. So I have the 4th volume, I've never read it, and I'm thinking, it's been so long, it's been at least 3 years since I've read it. Let's just reread the whole series. And I think that's what's been keeping me from reading it, is just because they're so big and daunting. And it's a 7-book long series, so it's like, oh my god, when am I going to find the time? Because when I read series, I like to marathon them. When do I find the time? It needs to happen. I think the second that I get an urge to read it, I'm just going to pick it up because I have to.
I have to, okay? I just gotta.
Yeah, I really want to read this because it's a fantastic series, and I just really need to finish it off. I need to know what happens at the end. So those are my top 5 books that I want to reread, possibly in 2016, probably not, but they're just the top books on my shelf at the moment that I would like to reread. So thank you guys for watching. Comment down below, let me know if you've read any of these books before and if you love them as much as I do. Or comment down below books that you really want to reread this year or sometime soon. Because I'd also really like to know. So give this video a thumbs up and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Hey, how are y'all doing? My name is Brittany. Ow.
Thumbnail here. Okay. Not many books about Canada out there, and this one's set in Prince Edward Island. And I really want to go to Prince Edward Island. That's like on my bucket list, is to go to Prince Edward Island and visit the Green Gables house. And I just really want to do it, but nobody that I know wants to go with me. My whole family does not want to go, and it upsets me. And it's like really expensive to fly within Canada. So basically, I don't think I'll ever visit PEI, but I really, really want to.